So, this is the first video in what I hope will be a series looking at modern reproduction kit and where possible comparing it to original examples. So basically a review video. The item I'm going to be reviewing today is Reproduction Mark V Respirator Haversack made by Soldier of Fortune. Original haversacks are becoming increasingly dear and fragile. I prefer to use a Repro when reenacting, which is as well as a collector, I do go to events and do displays and things, so it's useful to have a reproduction of one of these for actual using purposes. And what I'll do in the video today is I'll compare to the original on the left here and look at the details. I have to say it's a very good reproduction. I'm impressed. The canvas is good, the overall look is good, but we'll have a look at the details. They actually compare very favourably even in the nitty-gritty, so we'll compare like for like and see how it compares. I'm working up. On the original you've got these three vents and drain holes in the bottom, which allow air to get into the bag, into the haversack, to go into the filter. They are replicated on the reproduction. They're not exactly the same, but they're not far off, and they're correctly spaced, and there's three of them, as should be, in the bottom there. These do vary slightly in detail from haversack to haversack, so again you don't tend to see the bottom, so they're not a bad representation at all, really. Moving up, the seams and the stitching and everything is good. As I've said, the canvas itself is very good. The little D's on the side of the original, you can see here, just on these little loops, are well represented on the reproduction, and these little canvas loops. I'll flatten this down. The stitching on the side between the two is excellent, as you can see, and this is the stitching here for the loop for the anti-dimming outfit, which is included in the reproduction, which I'll try and show you in a minute when we look inside. The flap and everything, it's correct dimensions. The flap, the stitching and everything is very good compared the original to the reproduction, both very good. The press studs are always a difficult one, but I think in this instance they've done a good job. They're not far off at all. The reproductions are not bad. They're a little chunkier, but otherwise not too bad. As you can see inside here, the male part there is a good representation, and they're really not bad. Never exact. Newly pressed studs for some reason seem to be difficult to get right. So that's the main body of the bag, the exterior. Internally, the reproduction is very good. Again, proper compartments here, the three sections. Well, two main compartments, one divided for the filter and the face piece. I don't know if you'll be able to see in here. If I open up, there is a loop down here. If I can pull it out, you can actually see. Get some light in there. There you go. You can just see the loop down on the left there for the anti-dimming, so even that's included, which is very good. Unfortunately, the stamping, which you can also see in here on the original. Sorry, I'll just show the loop in the bottom there. The stamping on this is not very good, really, which you would sometimes wear it with the flap hung open. They could have chosen a better typeface, or perhaps a better, more realistic way of typing stamping their name. It is good that they put K's canvas on, K canvas rather, because it does show it's a reproduction. K canvas is the stamp used by Soldier of Fortune on their products to sort of give it a maker's mark, which shows you it's not it's not easy to try and pass it off as an original. Could be faded down perhaps to make it less obvious if you're going to wear it with sometimes worn on the chest. The flap will be worn open like that, so it would be visible, so it might be possible to fade that down, but that's a minor concern. So the interior is good. The one thing I've changed on this, and I have changed something on this, is the string, the whipcord. The string it comes with is not very good, so I put, a friend of mine has a supply of the original whipcord, so I put just fed it, removed the original, fed the new string through the hole here, tied it off. That's the one thing I would suggest you do if you can, is to get a proper The original that was on wasn't very good. It was just a flaxy twine material, which is A, not tough enough if you want to actually wear it properly, and B, not accurate. So that's the bag itself, that's the haversack itself, and we'll have a look at the straps now. We'll compare the straps and see how they compare. So again, this is a feature that's not badly represented at all, really rather good. The hooks are excellent, the reproduction hooks are just the right shape, and the Ds are a good shape, the D-rings are a good shape and size as well. This webbing section here, as you can see, it's done spot on the Repro. One thing to look out for when you're buying these, try and buy them in person at one of Soldier of Fortune's, it's an event where they have a stand, because I've seen some of these made with, for some reason, this piece of webbing is green rather than khaki, and it should be khaki, not green. If you did get a green one, I'm sure you could blank it or something to make it khaki rather than green, but try and buy one. It's better to have one with the proper khaki webbing. There, the little loop is there for the string to pass through, as on the original. The eyelet in the back here, as on the original. It's not quite the same material as this one. It's not quite the same as any material I've seen on the shoulder strap of one of these haversacks, but it's not far off, and it does the job. One very minor feature: the buckles are good. The buckles are a very good representation of the original. I'll flip them over here so you can actually see. Very, very good reproduction, the right shape and everything. And again, the D-ring on this side is a good, flip it over, sorry, a good, yeah, they've got the metalwork spot on, even down to the little hook, which I will bring it back into shot again. This side, as you can see here, there's a little hook on the original, and even that's been reproduced here. So yes, very good reproduction. I would thoroughly recommend getting one. And if you do have an original and you want one to actually wear for reenacting purposes, I would suggest getting a reproduction from Soldier of Fortune. As I say, buy in person, and if possible try and change the string, the whipcord, for original or something close. And that's it. You'll have a very good stand-in, which you won't mind getting grubby and stuff at events, unlike an original perhaps. So there we are. Hope you found that useful, and until next time, bye for now.